morning. Oh. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2015 San Diego State All-University Convocation. I'm Megan Collins, President Hirschman's Chief of Staff. It is great to see so many of you in the audience this morning. We appreciate you coming. Our guests today include faculty, staff, students, alumni, community leaders, advisory board members, and many others. Thank you for being here. I'd like to start by recognizing our new faculty and staff. We are pleased to welcome you to our San Diego State University family. SDSU is a wonderful and exciting place to work, to learn, to do research, and to teach. We look forward to the leadership, creativity, and energy that you will bring to our campus community. Our wish is that your years at San Diego State will be both productive and rewarding. We extend our most sincere welcome to you all. Okay. I would now like to acknowledge some of our university leaders and distinguished guests. Members of the Academic Dean's Council, the President's Cabinet, the SDSU Alumni Association, Bridges, and the Associated Students Executive Officers. Could you all please rise and be acknowledged? Thank you for joining us. Our other guests joining us on stage are Professor of Biology and University Senate Chair Douglas Deutschman, President of Associated Students Blair Ward, President of the SDSU Alumni Association Perrette Godwin, Provost and Senior Vice President Chukwuka Enwemeka, and the 7 recipients of the Alumni Association Award for Outstanding Faculty Contributions. Please join me in welcoming them. It is now my honor to introduce the President of San Diego State University, Dr. Elliot Hirschman.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. There we go. Calm response. One of the best things about being the president of San Diego State University is the opportunity to recognize the excellence in our community. And last week, I had the pleasure of presenting the Zuma Awards, formerly known as the Presidential Staff Excellence Award. The winners are here today, and it's my great pleasure to recognize them. And I'm going to ask our awardees to stand when I call their name, and I want to make a deal with you. If you can hold your applause till the end, we will then unleash a raucous round of applause for them. In the auxiliary category, our winner is Quincy Cruz of the SDSU Research Foundation. In the manager category, Giselle Domdom of Marketing and Communication. The team awardees are the Residential Education Office and Residence Hall Coordinators, Amber Anderson, Michelle Antoine, Rondre Ashford, Cara Bauer, Gerardo Cabral, Edwin Durrell, Jenna Hazelton, Erin Jones-Rabant, Adam Sibinaller, Raymond Savage, Quinetta Simmons, and Francisco Velasquez. In the innovation category, we recognize Leroy Lafferty of the Department of Chemistry. In the staff-to-staff mentoring category, our winner is Cindy Chi of Enrollment Services. We recognize Chelsea Weiner of Student Life and Leadership for Community Service. And our final honoree for service to the university is Mary Garcia of the Department of English and Comparative Literature. Remember, raucous applause, now's the time. Thank you. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, our University Senate Chair, Douglas Deutschman.
Thank you, President Hirschman. Good morning. Good morning. It's getting better and better. On behalf of the faculty, staff, students, and administrators who serve in the University Senate It's my pleasure to welcome you to the new academic year. It's a very exciting time to be at SDSU. The university is in the midst of 3 important construction projects. The newly renovated Zura Residence Hall will house the Weber's Honors College. The establishment, growth of the Weber's Honors College attracts high-achieving students and challenges them to be their best. A few hundred yards to the north of here, the remnants of 2 older buildings are being carted off as we speak to make way for the state-of-the-art science and engineering complex. This building will provide outstanding collaborative research space for faculty. It'll also provide increased opportunities for students to participate in research and hands-on activities. Just to our south, 2 more buildings are beginning to take shape. These buildings, known as South Campus, will provide student housing as well as retail shops and restaurants that also serve the surrounding community. These signs of growth are a welcome change from years of dreary budget cuts. Between 2008 and 2012, SDSU's state appropriation dropped by 50%, a drop of $100 million. Although economic conditions have improved, the state has only restored about 1/3 of that funding. Because of reduced support from state governments, public universities in California and elsewhere are being asked to cultivate new funding sources while maintaining their core missions of education and scholarship. For SDSU to continue to grow, it must adapt to this new reality. The 7 recipients of the Monty Awards on stage here are proof that faculty at SDSU are thriving in this new academic order. This year, we welcome almost 60 new faculty members to SDSU. These new teacher scholars are part of a multi-year program to rebuild our tenure-track faculty. These faculty inject new energy and ideas into the university, and it's a pleasure to learn from them. I see the university through multiple lenses. I'm chair of the University Senate. I have been a professor in the biology department for quite some time, and I am now the proud father of a 3rd-year engineering student at SDSU, Aztecs for life. I have to say the view from all 3 vantage points is outstanding. As chair of the University Senate, I have the opportunity to work with student leaders across the university. This summer, I was invited to lunch by the newly elected executive officers of Associated Students. I was incredibly impressed by their knowledge, their drive, and their dedication to SDSU. It is now my pleasure to introduce one of those officers, Blair Ward, president of Associated Students. Blair is a senior from Santa Cruz, California, pursuing a degree in communication with a minor in management. Please join me in welcoming her.
All right, 3rd time's a charm. Good morning. Good morning. Great. I am happy to be here today speaking on behalf of the students at SDSU. Today is a great day to be an Aztec. It is a good time to be an Aztec. We are continuously gaining national recognition in research. Athletics give us reason to come together and to cheer, and the incoming students are coming in with great GPAs, diverse experiences, and our campus continues to grow more and more beautiful. The campus is energized and thriving more than ever before, and we can all feel it. It's clear that students, faculty, administration, community partners, alumni, and everyone is all of us are committed to academics, student success, and we live daily by the mission of San Diego State University, and that is something to be so proud of. Associated Students is excited about the beginning of a 2nd full year of operations in the beautiful Conrad Prebys Aztec Student Union. It has truly become the living room for students on the campus and a place that we can call our home. Since its grand opening in spring 2014, there's been over 10,000 reservations, and 73% of those have been for student org use. A significant achievement this year was that this union gained LEED Platinum certification. LEED stands for Leading in Energy and Environmental Design, and it's the highest level of certification that can be achieved. We are proud to say that this is the first union and any CSU that has gained that prestigious honor. We are now pursuing LEED Platinum for existing buildings and maintenance. And when we achieve this goal, it will make our building 13th in the world to receive this honor. AS has also increased its study abroad resources. We awarded 472 students over $400,000 to make sure that they have a great international experience. Last year, led by student leaders, we raised over 304,000 pounds of food for the Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank, which serves over 305,000 San Diegans each month in our annual Aztecs Rock Hunger campaign and food drive. And we plan to break that record this year and donate 10% of the cash proceeds to address campus homelessness and or food insecurities. And we are proud that Aztecs Rock Hunger will be able to help students right here on our campus. We're collaborating with athletics to make new traditions on campus. For example, we are going to do March to the Arch. On Thursdays before football games, students, athletes, cheerleaders, the band, and the Aztec community will march from Hepner Hall to the arches of this beautiful union, and it will culminate in a pep rally. And all of you are invited, and I can't wait to see everyone there. No. It is events, services, and programs such as these that are the result of successful shared governance, which is the cornerstone of the university. Shared governance is the reason why we are able to accomplish so much together. I thank you, everyone on stage and everyone in the audience, for all you do for students at San Diego State University, making this what I believe to be one of the best universities in the world. And we all make a difference together in this growing, thriving Aztec community, and I know we're all excited for this year. It is now my pleasure to introduce Provost and Senior Vice President Chikuka and Wameka, and Perrette Godwin, President of the SDSU Alumni Association. Provost and Wameka joined SDSU last July as the university's Chief Academic Officer. He came to us from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and brings more than 20 years of leadership experience in academics. Perrette Godwin graduated in 1986 from here, Proud Aztec for Life, with a journalism degree. She is a former television news reporter and anchor who now works as Senior Community Relations Specialist for California Coast Credit Union. She has been an active member of the SDSU Alumni Association for the past 6 years and was the two-time MC of the Alumni Association Monty Awards. So please give them a warm round of applause.
I think a fourth good morning is not too much, so good morning. Good morning. Our university has a large number of extraordinary faculty. Among them are master teachers, outstanding researchers, and leading providers of service within and outside the university, and a majority who excel in all three areas of professional endeavor. Because of the generous support of the Alumni Association, each year we're able to honor one such faculty from each of our colleges with the Alumni Association Award for Outstanding Faculty Contribution, commonly referred to as the Monty. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you today as Provost to recognize the remarkable achievement of this year's recipients of the Monty. We will now play a short video to introduce each recipient, and we will go down in alphabetical order by college. From the College of Arts and Letters, please dim the light and show the video.
Hundreds of thousands of people have been through the various exhibitions. President Obama has seen the scrolls. Shimon Peres. Vladimir Putin has been to the exhibition in Moscow.
Dr. Risa Levitt-Cohn has spent 17 years at San Diego State University bringing ancient history to life for today's students.
Not only the department, but the whole university has benefited from her creativity and her impact all over the world with her scholarship.
Risa's exhibitions show us the bridge between the past and the present.
Working on exhibitions is a very logical extension of teaching. It's taking a period of time, taking a complex subject, and trying to make it interesting and accessible to all kinds of different people. It's virtually impossible to understand modern culture without an appreciation for the past and how ideas evolve and are shaped over time. It's very profound. I think appreciating the evolution of ideas over time really informs our understanding of things that are going on in the present. There's something about encountering an ancient piece of pottery or an ancient piece of jewelry or a weapon. You can start to see beyond the object itself to the person who fashioned the object, to the person who used the object, to the general context in which it was used. And that's really a great way in which we can begin to reconstruct the past.
Dr. Risa Levitt-Cohn. And now from the College of Business Administration.
My name's Gary Grunitsky. I've been here 27 years. I'm the Director of Undergraduate Programs for the College of Business Administration.
Gary has been a pioneer in research, teaching, and service.
Gary can always be counted on to be the voice that pushes innovation in the classroom, but always is concerned about maintaining and increasing the quality of the students that we bring in and the experience that the students have while they're here.
One of our key measures of success of our students is whether they can get their dream job. In terms of helping them get their dream job, what we've instituted is something we call the Business Passport. And what it does is it documents their co-curricular activities. It shows how they can be of value to the employer besides just bringing brain power.
Gary's research excellence is evident in the textbooks he's co-authored and the number of editorial boards he serves on.
One of the interesting things in my research endeavors was looking at what contributes to increased values of a residential property. And what we found is that when a house abutted a golf course, because of the green acreage behind it, it made a very, very attractive lot, and that added significant value to the house.
Gary, because of his long tenure here, is always called upon to participate in a variety of committees. He's always a voice of challenge to make sure that we're doing the right thing and we're doing it properly.
I feel that any committee can be energized and enthused if you bring new ideas to it. And what makes it particularly rewarding to me is when you can see success being accomplished. And when you can see something being accomplished and you see people working at it and giving their best efforts, that's very, very rewarding. It's wondrous sometimes what you can produce.
Dr. Gary Grodnicki. Next, from the College of Education.
I guess I'd characterize my work style as I work from head and heart together. I don't just work from my head. I work with a lot of passion and a lot of drive, and I demand that of the people around me as well.
Dr. Carol Robinson Zanatu has worked at San Diego State University for 35 years. She specializes in cultural proficiency and social equity in education.
One of the main interests that drives my work really is equity and social justice. My work in Indian country with the Native American youth and preparing graduate students to work in Indian country is one of the specializations.
Carol partners with El Campo Elementary School, where her students work with faculty, parents, and pupils to build community ties.
Carol's put in a lot of good work, a number of years to make this event possible for parents as well as school staff, and it's kind of all of her hard work blossomed.
It comes very natural to Carol, teaching. She is not only a teacher, but she really cares for her students. It's very natural for her to want to know more about your life, to really understand the way that you learn in the classroom.
You convey passion as an educator when you yourself have a depth of understanding, when you know the issue. She's able to communicate that importance to her students. Carol's passion becomes their passion.
I was mentored really, really nicely when I was a younger faculty member, and it made a huge difference to me. So I always felt intuitive to pay back and give back.
Dr. Carol Robinson Zanatu. Now from the College of Engineering.
I worked in industry briefly and I realized that that's not where I belong. As a professor, I think I'm privileged to be in a position where I can learn the material, what I love to learn, and share it with the students.
Dr. Sunil Kumar is regarded as one of the most productive researchers in the College of Engineering. Amidst explosive growth in multimedia and telecommunications, Sunil is advancing technology in video processing over wireless networks.
The purpose of this research is to enable any kind of communication to anywhere on any kind of network. It is very useful in the commercial domain for all the multimedia services. Then in the government domain, it's very useful, for example, for first responders, for the military to be able to capture the video of wherever the action is.
Sunil has raised millions of dollars in research funding from not only the National Science Foundation, but Department of Defense. He's a very good role model and mentor for our junior faculty. He does everything he can to make students participate.
My father was a teacher, so I got lucky to know some very passionate teachers and very fine human beings, and they inspired me. I saw how they can touch the life of students.
He's being with us in each step. It's not like he's my advisor, he has to be on the upper level. It's not just about being some teacher.
We need good citizens in society, not just good engineers. At one way, it feels very blessed. This is what a teacher can do, other than sharing knowledge, being compassionate.
Dr. Sunil Kumar. From the College of Health and Human Services.
What motivates me to do this work is to eliminate health disparities, or at least reduce them. And the strategies that we use are really about empowering community members, organizations, and even policymakers to try and create a healthier environment for people.
Dr. Guadalupe Sochi Ayala researches the connection between human behavior and health and influences policy change on a national scale.
When I first got here to San Diego State University, one of the first things I did was actually go back to the community where I grew up and look for organizations that were interested in working with me and trying to promote health in that community.
Suchi's current groundbreaking project involves high obesity rates in Latino children.
Right now, the rates of childhood obesity are about 30%, and we know that that not only has an impact on them in terms of their quality of life and what they're able to accomplish, but also on their family and on the healthcare system. So we decided to start tackling the problem of childhood obesity very directly, working with families and clinics, schools and child care centers, anybody really who would be willing to open their door to us.
Suchi has really helped to guide, the theory behind the interventions, the behavior changes that we've been trying to implement.
It's not just about individuals changing their own motivation or behavior, but rather creating an environment that promotes the healthy choices. What the research focus at San Diego State University does is really instill in students that it's not just about doing something, but it's about doing something that actually has meaningful impact.
Suchi is the be-all, end-all of human beings. She's a great advisor, she's a great mentor. Nobody deserves this as much as she does.
Dr. Guadalupe Sochi Ayala. From the College of Professional Studies and Fine Arts.
Please have a seat.
I think you can help me.
Yes?
There is a man in the habit of hitting me on the head with a trombone.
Greg Durbin is an accomplished filmmaker with a number of award-winning films to his credit. His interest in films stems from a love of art from an early age. He pursued a degree in visual arts and, as a graduate student, edited the milestone 1980 documentary Poto and Cabengo.
I got teaching offers because of my work with Poto and Cabengo. I didn't really think I wanted to be a teacher, but what I discovered was I actually really did like teaching. And when I came here, it was clear that the department needed new blood. What mostly was going on within the program was more of a kind of critical studies analysis. I was really a kind of marginal faculty member pushing filmmaking.
Greg really understands the importance of the creative process, and I think what he does is work so closely with students to give them the skills to use a very important medium to tell that story.
I think to the degree you can maintain this idea that there isn't necessarily one correct way to do things, and that there isn't a wrong answer and a right answer. All those things contribute to the notion in a student that my job right now is to work through a whole lot of mistakes, but I think I can get there.
Greg as an instructor, as a professor, was amazing. He's just one of those guys that takes that personal care with his students and is so encouraging, and I can't thank him enough.
That the best ideas don't come in a brilliant flash, instantaneous. They tend to come as a result of grappling with something for a long time. Brilliance or creativity is more often than not the result of kind of persistence, almost obsessiveness, and very, very hard work.
Dr. Greg Durbin. And last but not the least, from the College of Sciences.
Liftoff of the Delta II rocket with Kepler.
on a search for planets in some way like our own.
I got attracted to astronomy because I just thought it was the coolest thing out there. I find it exciting to think that we can discover other planets like Earth.
It's an age-old question. Could there be life on other planets? Dr. William Welsh has dedicated his research to finding out the answer.
I like a lot of things in astronomy, but my main focus is on trying to find other planets. Other planets meaning other worlds going around their own suns. Between you and the star, you're going to eclipse the star.
The NASA Kepler mission is committed to finding planets with the potential to sustain life.
When we found our first binary planet, it was a super amazing feeling. And immediately what made it even more fun is that same day we found the second one. So back to back we had two discoveries.
The Kepler team uses sophisticated computer modeling and old-fashioned intuition to detect extrasolar planets.
It's a great team. We all have our own angles at looking at problems, and when we combine our different viewpoints together, we can really make a lot of headway and progress.
Bill is kind of the quintessential scientist. I could come into his office with something I don't understand, and even if he doesn't know anything about it, he gets down to the finest details of everything we're doing, and then he understands it better than I do.
Bill Welsh is really an amazing astronomer and also a phenomenal teacher and has done great service at San Diego State University.
One of the greatest things I think about Dr. Welsh is that he really pushes me to work hard and make sure that I'm always on top of everything. He's helped me push through this program, and even when I had my doubts about being an astronomer in general, he was there to explain, if you really don't think you want to do this, don't do this, but I think you can.
Bill Welsh is driven by a passion. You don't work because you have to work. You work because you want to know. And I think that really characterizes Bill.
These problems are difficult. They make me work 20 hours a day sometimes for days and days on end. What keeps me going is the fun and the excitement of the discovery.
Dr. Bill Welsh. And now it is my honor to invite to the podium one more time President Elliot Hirschman to share with us a few remarks about our recent achievements and the academic year ahead.
Thank you, Provost Enwemeka, for that introduction and for your dedicated leadership of our academic programs. I also want to thank Doug and Blair for their remarks, but also for their embracing of the spirit of shared governance. I look forward to working with you in that spirit. I'm also very glad that Perrette could join us on behalf of our over 300,000 alumni. We receive extraordinary support from our alumni, and we're deeply appreciative of it. I want to begin my remarks by congratulating all of our Monty honorees. As you just heard, they are truly an extraordinary and dedicated group. Please join me in recognizing all of them. I also want to thank and recognize all of the staff who've planned today's events, who are working the audiovisual, who are preparing the food for us at the reception. It takes an enormous amount of work to bring an event like this together, and please join me in recognizing them. Convocation is a moment to reflect on the accomplishments of the past year and to look to the opportunities ahead. And what a year it was for us. I apologize in advance. I can only mention a small fraction of our achievements. Last year, we expanded and endowed our Susan and Stephen Weber Honors College. We hosted a White House convening for high school counselors and an international conference for bacteriophage researchers. The role of international perspectives on our campus continues to grow. A record 2,400 students had international experiences. 8 students received prestigious Fulbright Fellowship, and we endowed our Boehner Stiefel Brazil program. Not to be outdone, our entrepreneurship programs produced a truly extraordinary outcome. SDSU alumnus Gemechio Abraham, Professor Michael Sloan, and their student team created a human-powered grain thresher that produces 3 times as much food as traditional threshers. Our team won a $100,000 prize for their efforts, but more importantly, this development holds promise of reducing malnutrition in the developing world. Just one example of many, many student accomplishments: 4 graduate students earned highly competitive NSF fellowships, and graduate student David Curran received the top research award from the American Solar Energy Society. We also took major steps forward in supporting our students this year. Funds from our Student Success Fee supported 80 new academic co-curricular programs. We grew our internship and mentoring programs, and were again selected as one of our nation's most LGBT-friendly campuses. Our investments in student achievement have already made a difference. Just last month, our Megatronics Club took first place in the International Robotics Submarine Competition, beating teams from Caltech, Cornell, USC, and many, many others. Our faculty and staff members kept pace with our students. Robert Quimby received the Breakthrough Prize in Fundamental Physics. Marilyn Chin won the Anisfield Wolf Book Award. Kim Stringfellow was awarded a Guggenheim Fellowship. Ron King was named Fulbright Senior Specialist. Greg Talavera was honored by the American Public Health Association. And Alinea Battiato received the Department of Energy's prestigious Young Investigator Award. Our research and creative endeavors brought special distinction to the university. Our researchers brought in $121 million in grants this year, a 12% increase from the prior year. These included John Elder's $4 million grant for studying childhood asthma, and Ming Hsiao's $1 million NSF award to build a social media platform for disaster communications. These funds are helping us to solve real-world challenges. This year, Roland Wolkowitz identified a drug to fight dengue fever, and Kelly Duran and graduate student Brandon Kim discovered an approach that may prevent bacterial meningitis. We're also putting the arts front and center on our campus. Over 100,000 people participated in Arts Alive SDSU events this past year, including our epic concert version of Les Mis starring Broadway veteran Ivan Rutherford. Community engagement, as you heard, is a hallmark of our campus, and our efforts were recognized this year by the Carnegie Foundation's highest honor. To support our community, our students raised 305,000 pounds of food for San Diegans in need. Over 2,000 students, faculty, and staff participated in our SAGE project, working on sustainability and quality of life in National City. And our veterans programs supporting our community were again named amongst the best in the nation. Another important way that we connect with our community is through our athletics program, and it has been a golden era in Aztec athletics. Last year, we won 8 conference championships. Football went to a 5th consecutive bowl game. Men's basketball went to a 6th consecutive NCAA tournament, and a record 4 teams finished in the top 20 in the nation. Our excellence is being noticed. We received a record 83,864 applications this year. That's a lot, yes. Thank you, Sandra. And our extraordinarily generous alumni, community supporters, faculty, staff, and even students donated a record $97 million to the campaign for SDSU. As of today, the campaign total is over $625 million. I It was an amazing year, so what's next? We're now in the third year of implementing our strategic plan, Building on Excellence, and our initiatives are becoming achievements. In the coming year, we'll pursue initiatives around 4 major themes. Each theme is a significant step forward for this university, and each theme is an essential part of building on excellence. First, we will continue to build smaller communities of support within a larger campus. In the coming year, we'll increase the number of freshman commuter students in small learning communities to 1,000 and develop a peer mentoring program for sophomore commuter students. Essential elements of this theme of building smaller communities of support include our Pride Center, our Women's Resource Center, our Commuter Resource Center, the Aztec Mentor Program, the Weber Honors College, the Aztec Scholar Initiative, our Regional Alumni Outreach, and the Celebrating Aztec Faculty and Staff Program. Okay. Our second theme is enhancing the quality of our students' educational experiences. We're expanding high-impact practices such as student research, study abroad, service learning, entrepreneurship, internships, and leadership development. We're also providing more support for students facing academic and financial challenges. These efforts include Provost Enwemeka's Advising Initiative, our Writing Center, and our new Math Center. Our University Senate's consideration of appropriate class sizes, the hiring of additional faculty and staff, and increasing faculty and staff compensation through IRP and equity programs are all part of this important theme. A third theme involves the evolution of our approaches to research and creative endeavors. In research, we're focusing on collaborative, multi-investigator projects. To support this approach, we're developing 7 areas of research excellence and building our engineering and interdisciplinary sciences complex. In the arts, we'll continue the effort to build an arts-rich campus. Through our Arts Alive SDSU initiative, we'll be pursuing the integration of arts into courses across our campus and creating signature events that bring our entire community together. Our final theme is creating a campus that is a destination, a place where people want to be. New construction and renovation of our facilities is essential. The Conrad Prebys Aztec Student Union, Storm Nassiter Hostler Hall, Zura Hall, Page Pavilion, the Jeff Jacobs Jam Center, South Campus Plaza, and the Engineering and Interdisciplinary Sciences Complex. There you go. Looks better the second time. They're all part of this effort. Maintaining the campus, renovating, painting, repairing, increasing accessibility for all on our campus are also essential. Creating a campus that is a place where people want to be is, however, about much more than just having a beautiful campus. Thus, our One SDSU Community Initiative that brings our diverse community together, our SAGE project that advances sustainability and quality of life in our region, and our Celebrating Aztec Faculty and Staff program are all part of being a campus that is a destination, a place where people want to be. These 4 themes, building smaller communities of support, enhancing the quality of our students' educational experiences, evolving our models of research and creative endeavors, and developing our campus as a destination, they represent significant steps forward for our community, and they're essential parts of building on excellence. I want to close with a reflection from playwright Tony Kushner that speaks to the work that we'll do together this year. Kushner writes, "The smallest indivisible human unit is 2 people, not 1. One is a fiction. From such nets of souls, society, the social world, human life springs." These poetic words convey a simple truth. Everything that we accomplish in life depends on what we do together. As we begin this new year, none of us can predict the future. It always beckons to us with some uncertainty. But what I can say with complete certainty is that as in each of the past 118 years, the work that we do together will lay the foundation for our future success and build our community's legacy. Thank you for everything you do for the university. I look forward to a great year, and I am honored to be your president. Thank you.